Hey, what is up mortals, it is Robo Celestial here, and before we get into today's video, I would like to remind you all that this is a new channel, please like, comment and subscribe to get this channel going. Part 11 of What If Deku Had Boosted Gear from DxD. Meanwhile, Tamura training is fighting the 7th legendary dragon king called Layton with the help of the 3rd strongest white dragon female called Rakana, helping him throughout his training. Tamura struggles to defeat this beast even with his decay quirk and balance breaker, but, from all this training, he gained a new power that deemed him worthy by the dragon. Deku also overcomes his challenges and gets rewarded with a legendary sword called Pronunciation Help Drakon Okai Zur Hero Bus, Draken Oxazur of Heroi, a sword wielded by the great Cadmus. This sword had the magical properties for slaying draconic-like creatures, but it is still very fatal to humans alike. Elsha gives Deku a box, and he opens it, and a red flash hits him. He doesn't feel any different. Elsha explains to him, he just got his potential of the future, which will charge you depending on the path you choose, and when it happens. Summer camp heads away, and Class 1 are on a bus. They take a stop, and all get out of the van seeing one of the members of the Wild Pussycats, Pixie Bob. Todoroki? Aizawa, what are we doing here? Aizawa, you'll see just right now. Everyone knows Aizawa pulled a fast one of them, but before they could process that, they got swept off the cliff and down near a forest where dirt golems started to appear. Pixie Bob yells, you have to get to the training camp which is on the other side of this forest, good luck. Deku sees a golem and then goes into his balance breaker, Welsh Dragon balance breaker, and punches it, destroying it. In this timeline, they did way faster in the time Aizawa and Pixie Bob had in mind. They arrive at the dining hall and see Mandalay with a small child named Kota. Deku introduces himself and then gets kicked by Kota. Lydia runs to Deku and shouts, how could you? The next day they do the same training as in the anime except for Deku, who trains with Drag. Drag and Deku head towards a quiet place. Deku, why are we here? Drag, we are here to see if you can channel that potential and unleash it. Deku sits down in a mediate position and closes his eyes. He sees a guy in a cloak in a dark void. Deku tries to say hello, but the NPC just responds with, hello, it seems like you are looking at your potential, choose the right paths that are behind me, choose wisely, or you will meet your demise. Deku? What do you mean by that? But then, he says the same thing, again and again, every time. Deku asks Drag, what's going on? Drag? Ugh, looks like Elsha messed up a bit. The guy will keep saying the same thing over and over like an NPC in a video game for some reason. Deku walks towards a path that shows a bunch of flashes of the potential future. One way shows him dying to the White Dragon Emperor. The second path shows him destroying the world because the powers of the boosted gear took over him. The third one shows him killing the White Dragon Emperor but becoming the #1 hero. The fourth one shows him as a villain working with the White Dragon Emperor. The fifth one shows him no flashes into the future. He does it again for every path and sees different prospects. Then, he realizes what Elsha means. Deku says to Drag, looks like it's some sort of trial of me choosing the direction I want to head. Just like the dude said, if I choose wrong, I will meet my demise, but if I choose right, I won't. Drag, that's exactly what she was going for. Deku takes some time to think. By all the future flashes, he sees he then walks up and chooses the fifth one. Deku, this is the right one, because all of the other paths already have my future decided for me. The fifth has to be the one, because I decided my future, of course. Drag says, correct, now walk towards that path and unleash the power. He walks towards it and a big gray flash engulfs him with the NPC, very smart indeed, most people would not have chosen that one. Deku opens his eyes and Class 1 is all around him. Deku, what happened? They speak multiple massive shockwaves that came from you while you were meditating and it was scary. Bakago, you get a new power up like every week. What is it this time, bastard? Deku, I don't know. The night comes and the League of Villains are on a tall cliff. Tamura, I want that blonde-haired boy Bakago, and if you see a green-head kid who has a red gauntlet, let me know so I can personally deal with him. All the villains nod and they execute their attack. Meanwhile, the students are doing the test of courage. Taisu and Ichoko go in the forest when they see blue flames everywhere around the forest. Deku notices that Kota is still at his usual spot and has a strange feeling something terrible is going to happen, so he heads over there. Before we get back into the story, I would like to say that we've got a second channel called Anime Deep Dive. Anime Deep Dive goes over the hard facts of the anime presented. Now, in case you guys didn't know, we have a third channel called Anime Theory. Anime Theory mainly focuses on a large variety of mind-boggling anime theories. If you are interested in content like this, please check the description below or click the eye icon in the top right corner. Now, with that out of the way, let's get back into the story. Kota is about to be killed by Muscular when Deku jumps in and grabs him. Saving him, he puts Kota down. "Muscular, you're not that blonde hair kid I was looking for, but the boss did say someone like you were around. I need to bring you back to make this easy for yourself and come with me." Deku, never. Deku then charges at him. Boost, 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 boost. He lands a punch on Muscular, knocking him back. "Muscular, it looks like we're doing this the hard way then." Muscular and Deku began to fight, but Deku destroyed Muscular in the fight. Muscular on his knees and Deku turns around, saying, "It's over. You can't beat me." Muscular gets enraged by this and tries to go for a sucker punch, but Deku counters it, sending him off the cliff. Tamura hears fighting and flies towards the area where Deku is. Drag. Someone is coming to get down. Deku grabs Kota and leaps down into the forest. He looks up in the trees, seeing Tamura. Deku then realizes who the White Dragon Emperor is. Deku waits until he leaves and then powers down, heading towards Anazawa to drop off Kota. While on the way, Deku dials Idea and Denkai. Drag, just because you absorb your phone doesn't mean you can make calls. The gauntlet starts to ring and calls Denkai and Idea on the gauntlet. Drag, whoa, that worked. He tells both of them the League of Villains are after Bakago from what Muscular said and that Kota is safe. Deku heads towards Anazawa to drop Kota off. Because Deku made the call earlier, he can get Idea to tell Manatlee what's going on and to send a signal telling everyone the news. Deku then gets to where Anazawa is and goes back into the forest, knowing there's more trouble going on. Everything from here goes the same, with fumigage going out of control, etc. Things don't change until we get to where everyone is trying to protect Bakago. As Deku, Froppy, Achoko, Todoroki, Fumigage, Mizo, and Bakago are walking through the forest trying to get to base camp, Mr. Compressor appears. He secretly turns Fumigage and Bakago into marbles as he is about to leave, and they spot him. Mizo, they're getting away with Bakago and Fumigage. We gotta stop him. Deku, I got this. Deku then goes into his balance breaker, Welsh Dragon balance breaker. He flies up, punching Mr. Compressor, making him drop the marbles. He then throws them to Todoroki and frees them. Mr. Compressor, now you have done it this time. He uses his magic on Deku, but Deku can dodge it. Deku is getting closer to Mr. Compressor. Compressor, you can't dodge from point blank. And uses his magic. Deku knows he can't dodge, but he uses a dragon shot to deflect it, hitting Compressor instead. Mr. Compressor gets to turn into marble and gets tossed away by Deku. A marble runs twice in the head. Twice? Toga, was that you who just threw this strange marble at me? Toga? No, you sure it wasn't Dabi? Dabi, you guys are idiots. It came from the sky, and I'm standing from behind you. The marble de-transforms, and it turns out to be Mr. Compressor. Twice? What the heck just happened right now? How did you get hit with your magic? Compressor? It's that kid Tamura wanted alive. They are somewhere near us with the other boy. They hear something from the bushes, then Dabi shoots a flame at the forest, but his flames get pushed back by a strange red energy ball. Dabi, what then? Deku's group shows out in the bushes and then realizes they have run into villains. Twice? Well, this should be easy. You brought them all to us. Bakago, calling us easy. You're just a mere weak, pathetic villain with a stupid black mask. Twice is mad and says, don't insult my mask. Let's get the dot. Something falls from the sky, making a vast dust cloud. It clears, and Deku sees Tamura with two white wings on his back with blue on the inside. Achoko, who's that? He looks like your balance breaker, Deku. Tamura, so, we finally might Red Dragon Emperor, or should I say Izuku Midoriya. Deku, stand back, guys. He's dangerous. I got him. Mizo. Are you sure that you can beat him by yourself? Todoroki. I trust Deku. This guy probably has similar powers to him, which none of us are suited to deal with. Tamura. How cute, trying to protect your friends. Well, you three stand on watch, I'll handle this. Tamura then powers up into his balance breaker, and so does Deku. A big red aura surrounds Deku, and a white aura does the same to Tamura. Todoroki, this is gonna be one strong battle, I can just tell. Fumigage, you think Deku will be able to beat him? Lydia. Of course, we put our faith into him, and he even said it himself. Deku. I'll end your reign of terror right here right now. And charges towards Tamura. Tamura, we'll see about that. And charges back.